Welcome to Cut Daisies and Unicorns, and this is a Trailer Friday, and we're glad to have you here as you prepare for the weekend ahead. We just want to drop in just for a little bit of time here. We just want to drop in. We want to check in on you. We want you to check in on us so that we can help you understand what we're going to talk about on Sunday. And hopefully the topic will be something that is, something to pique your interest.
When everybody's listening to this, we'll be a good step towards making it through December.
Right.
And so I want to break into song
Good.
and sing Christmas songs. I'm not going to because what's really going on is that we end up getting flagged.
Oh, when you sing?
Yeah.
Did that happen with the other ones too?
You know what? I can check real quick. But it makes me cautious because I start, saying, hey, what's really going on? And hey, you know what? Glad to see this, but we actually that episode 6 is gaining traction. We've the Denver International Airport has got 15 views on YouTube.
Okay.
Not really breaking anything. Obviously, of the smoothest of conversations. Now, obviously, this podcast is topically driven because when it's just you and me talking, people aren't like really listening in.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was taking a look and I thought, I must be on the wrong part of all of this. Yeah, there. I bet if I go to the dashboard, it'll tell me. Nope. All right. Well, everybody, we just want to let you know that it's December, and my heart is full of Christmas song for you.
Well, and what I'll tell you is that not very many times does Christmas music ever come across my mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
Which is like it's fine. Like and I try my best not to discourage anyone either from wanting to be able to consume that. I'm always like, yeah, you love Christmas music, cool. Like, I don't know. I mean, some of it's fine, some of it I don't mind, but some of it I do. I don't know. There's some of it. I don't know. And I think we've talked about it before, but a lot of the Christmas music, I think, to match the season of winter is all it's like lots of minor chords and just kind of, and I'm like, yeah. So,
well, that's fair. And I mean, like for the pomp and the circumstance of the commercialism, I think there's probably part of that seems difficult, and yet there is the beauty of the winter wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I haven't heard any sleigh bells yet.
Mm-mm.
But I'm listening.
You've got your ear to the ground. Sleigh bells.
Ring. Are you listening?
Hmm.
In the lane, the snow is glistening.
Hmm. Hopefully not for a while.
It's a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in the winter wonderland. Wonderland.
Yeah. It sounded like you were going to take that to like metal or something, like a...
It could have gone there. Yeah.
Like a growl.
Yeah. So,
Steve is a metal lead singer.
Oh my gosh. Do you know, though, there are a lot, I think it's called Treehouse now, but formerly known as Mandolin Orange. He grew up in metal. Our acquaintance Nick Frampton.
Mm-hmm.
He was a drummer in metal, but now it has got like their music is so melodic and beautiful, and there are shifts that happen as musicians play and grow and go through different things. So, hey, based on the privacy report, when I first logged in, when we started shooting today,
Yeah.
I only had 34 people tracking and trying to profile me that apparently Safari prevented. Only 34. Since we've been online doing our searches and everything going on, it's risen 50 people have tracked and profiled.
Wow.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
But Safari prevented it.
Thanks, Safari.
Thank you. So, folks, what are you looking forward to in the next few weeks? Are you dreading the family get-together? Or are you looking forward to being united with people of your family that you love?
It's a good question.
It is. I'm actually, when this shows and plays, I'll have just returned from another trip into Des Moines, working on the house. And so if I project my mind into my future body,
Going forward.
yeah, I'll be super, super glad to have been on the return trip home. And so, it's not really a bad drive. 3 hours and I can get to I-80, world's largest truck stop.
Right.
Then I'm only 2 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
Usually driving back this way, I'm driving against headwinds or something like that. And so then I got to stop and get gas there, and I can make it all the rest of the way, on a full tank of gas. It's so weird. I start with a full tank of gas and I can get 3 hours. Oh, I know. We figured it out, actually. When I'm in the FJ, I literally have enough gas in the FJ to get to Dixon, if I'd be willing to drive it, to having only 6 miles left in my tank. So since I'm 3/4 of a tank at Walcott, then what I do is I go ahead and pull over, top off, and I have enough with the distance to go that I can get all the way in and still have a quarter tank left when I get to Winnetka. Yeah.
Nice.
So
it's good to plan. Oh, my gas light just came on. That usually means I've still got about 25 to 30 miles still.
See, and for me, I'm on the underside of that. I'm like, I have somewhere between 18 and 22 miles left to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When that light comes on, I'm trying to be really, really looking close.
Right.
Well, I mean, hopefully you all, at least spent a little time on Amazon and got some Christmas socks. Not stockings, but like Christmas socks, like with little elves or candy canes on it.
Sure.
Or one of the other things of frivolity that could occur is, hey, you know what? If you live in a home with a loved one, how about buy some new mistletoe?
I have some downstairs. It's probably fake stuff, but...
Well, yeah. But don't give fake kisses. Deep state fake kisses. Or if you're looking for some other way to celebrate, do you remember the old silver tinsel that you put on trees? Yeah, it's kind of like the elongated glitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, if you're looking for a mess to keep on cleaning up, even long after Christmas is gone.
That is a mess that keeps on giving.
Get you some old-fashioned silver tinsel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do they still sell it?
Oh, I'm sure you could find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably just, that was
You're always asking me these questions.
a dominant theme somewhere along the Christmas decorations.
All right, Christmas tinsel. It looks like right now Garland, there we go. Premium icicle tinsel strands for Christmas tree. 2,000 old-fashioned silver icicles garland for Christmas trees shiny mylar, $14. And Bright Star, 2,000 strands, which is actually classically old school. Like, I recognize these icicles. $5.98. Yeah.
Wow.
You can get the iridescent strands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
See, you know,
go old school if you'd like.
Yeah, you could. You could go old school. And what always happens every year since about 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7, is somebody's going to put on Facebook the beard with the ornaments in it.
And the lights.
With glitter and lights and be like, hey, this would be really cool if you could do this. And usually it's not the same person doing it every year, but it's kind of one of those reoccurring things that happens and people are like, hey, Coble, this would be great. So, like, if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, we really want to stack that account, go ahead and share that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have the security feature already marked that, like, people can, like, tag me in something and to put it on my page, but it won't go on there until I approve it. Yeah.
That's smart.
Security.
Yeah, I think I've already gotten one this year, so.
There are enough haters in my life. I'm not letting anybody post on my page. Without my consent. I need to give you my consent.
That's right. It is the age of consent, so. And no means no.
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
So basically, I brought up a wet blanket because Christmas is not Phil's favorite time of the year.
No, it's not.
You want to go deeper on that? What's the weight, Phil? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, the real weight is just the... and I know they try to... I mean, which was really great. I mean, like Black Friday... I mean, we had another, trailer that came out on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they started the, Giving Tuesday that followed up. And it kind of trying to balance out the, somewhat of the greed that we find in in the consumption of the holiday.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, like, the consumerism that occurs during this time of year is as I think the thing that gets me out of a sense of wonderment and celebration. Because there's so many things and people are just focused on consumption. And it's not even just the buying aspect, but it's just like what can we consume during this season?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think, bringing back some of the, elements of, just being with and together with people that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And kind of that celebration. I mean, because then you're looking at it's not just the Christmas, but it's also the year's wrapping up.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's nothing better to remind you of than having people around that you enjoy having around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, this is more of the celebration of the season versus like, oh, I wonder if I can, find the right present that's going to match my joy of this do we need that? I mean, and I'm not trying to downplay gift giving because I know that's a lot of people's love language as well. Like finding gifts and giving gifts and, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but yet I think there's so much that's centered on that it's like, well, what happens if I don't get the right, hopefully people aren't going to be like, well, I'm going to judge my relationship on you by what you give me.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not. I mean, and this also probably is my, like sarcastic view of of the world and things that I know it's not all about that. It's just that those are the things that get highlighted and rather focus elsewhere.
The thing that I'm hearing you say is that if people really know you, and I'm gonna draw this from what you just said, not what I really know about you. That'll help, because people are like, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that from? How do you have that filter?" I'm like, "Well, I've known this man for a few years, so right. I mean, and we've traveled like a few miles down the path of life together." So, from what you just said, you value, like, there is a heightened value in you that you value relationship over event. Are you a difficult man? No.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, like, you just said that, and I can draw the conclusion. So, you would like the emphasis in that way to be based on those things.
Right.
It's because it's a heightened value. I'm also ascertaining from what you said about the shopping thing.
Yeah.
All right. You really consider that of all the demands that are on you for your time, it's of very low value to try to pick out a gift for somebody.
Yeah. That is a correct assertion.
So, this draws us into our Einstein's theory of relativity, in that really the work that is in front of you when it comes into a holiday celebration is that you have to lower what you hold in greatest of value down and raise up what is of littlest of value.
Right.
So somewhere it can make others happy.
Yes.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
If you just wondered about some Robargian mathematics, I just laid it right out there.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and sometimes it makes my wife sad. You're right. I mean, and that's where I always I'm trying, because I don't celebrate a lot. Yeah, she does. I mean, she got me a black, Santa hat that says, humbug on it. There's some parts that, she's so I'm trying. I mean, I've had some bad seasons in that. I try still, not for my sake, but the sake of others around me who do I try to be able to tolerate some of the stuff. And
it would be awesome?
Yeah.
If someone would go to a Farm and Fleet, or would go to they could go to Amazon, and if they got us both black Dickies hats,
right?
And no, wait, I'm going old school on this. And if they cross stitched into one hat Ba, and the other hat Humbug, and we could wear our twinsies black hats of celebration,
right?
Ba and Humbug.
Which one do you want to be?
I don't care. We would have to look at it and how it's recorded so that it would make sense. We could flip them back and forth in that. If I were to share my woundedness around Christmas, Christmas was difficult for me as a young father because I was being pulled in so many different directions and wanting to please everyone with love and joy with children and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'd be torn. And we did a rotation thing and stuff. And so, if I wasn't in Michigan on Christmas, I'd be in Michigan over New Year's, and back and forth. And then you got, during that time frame, I also was full-time or fully employed in a church. And so then you had the demands of the institutional church for Christmas and where you needed to be, whether you wanted to be there or didn't. It was a culturally expected item.
Right.
So then you have others' expectations. And then when I grew up a little later in life, then I was at a church that had 5 services on any given weekend. And for Christmas Eve, I think would move into 10.
Yeah,
So 12, 2, 4, 6, 8. No, probably 8 or 9 services, just depending.
But that was also, I mean, on like Christmas Eve then, that usually doesn't fall on a Sunday. So you're talking about, additional like not just your Sunday or Saturday weekend. You're looking at some like could fall elsewhere as well. So
yeah,
it's
I mean, the only time that it worked out to be more convenient than any other time is if Christmas Eve fell on a Saturday.
Right.
And so then you had all of your Christmas Eve services, and then on Sunday, instead of running all 5 services for the weekend, there was the one Christmas Day service.
Hardly anybody showed up there.
Yeah, it's true, because especially in the Lutheran faith base, a large group of the population celebrate, like Christmas Eve is the celebration.
Right.
It's not the Christmas Day. It's the great anticipation, and so then there's this part of, as a not just planner, but as a person who was a part of leading those celebrations. And then, I mean, to be honest, I felt bad for everybody around me because I just flat worn out. So what do you have left to give?
Right.
I mean, if we want to like have a prelude to this Sunday, we're gonna be talking about music, and we're talking about Alanis Morissette. We're talking about Taylor Hawkins. We're talking, which is the link between Alanis as a solo artist and Foo Fighters as a rock band. Their drummer is the same drummer, and so. Yeah, but Phil brought up lyrics from Foo Fighters about,
the best of you.
The best of you, and I've had people verbally, acknowledge to me and recognize this is part of my internal thought process. It's like, hey, you did the best with what you had at the time, and I try to show up, try not to be checked out. But there's only so much. So I personally, coming into the second year in a row that I won't have great responsibility on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I think most people would say I'm probably 3 or 4 years out from being able to really recover from the 11 years plus the other 13 years plus, all that stuff. So, but in that part of like, hey, why are you such a Grinch? Why are you such a grouch? Why are you, then, the other thing that I, lay on the table, like I just did a shift because I knew of what great contrast it was for me or conflict. And so I basically told my kids, hey, you know what? We're celebrating Christmas all year long.
There you go.
So, I mean, we had a lovely lunch together before we left Des Moines last weekend. And, I mean, the kids knew we were going to buy them lunch. But, I mean, like, we try to, when we're in town, we try to have a dinner out together that's special and that we take time to reflect the good things that are happening, talk, like stuff that you would do around a holiday.
Right.
And then I really dig how Amy's mom and dad kind of treat life, and that Amy's mom is a person who probably much like Heather, but she sees things throughout the year, and then she kind of just stocks it back, and she's like, oh, hey, I got this really cool gnome from Mom Lori. I mean, in a little gray beard with a gray hat and stuff like that. And I mean, like, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't because it was Christmas or whatever, and it's just like, giftedness in how do you celebrate the times of when you're together, and stuff, and so, but both of my kids, when I was back, they're like, man, thank you so much. Like, we know that, like, they came out for Labor Day, and they got out here, but we had a great time together. Well, I mean, we chalk that up into, it's not just about writing out a check just because it's Christmas time. That's not what Christmas is about.
Right.
An exchange of wealth, or exchange of what you have or don't have. I mean, and all of that stuff. So I think that's where the heaviness of my heart kind of going like, come on, what is this all about?
Right.
And then musically, there's the other layer, is that you don't touch these songs for 11 months out of the year. And then the songs that are people's favorites are the old Christmas hymns. Well, I'm telling you what, the old Christmas hymns were not written on guitar.
Mm-hmm. Except for Silent Night.
That's true too. And so then you're digging this stuff out and you're trying to remember, and then about the time you got it down, then it's time not to sing them anymore. Yeah. And
Yep, for sure.
And there's enough services from the weekend after Thanksgiving all the way through the second week in January, because the Christmas season doesn't end on Christmas Day.
January 6th.
There you go. So, but I'm trying to pick up a new, like, it's kind of like a new outfit that you wear. I'm like, all right, holiday, I'm try to find points of wonder, like, take a look at the lights and, keep an eye out for snowflakes and, just why? I mean, I don't even know why. Why am I doing this? I have collected cookie cutter shapes for the studio, and so yesterday when I was letting some coffee mugs dry, I rolled out and I had taken, and I've got snowmen and a gingerbread man, which I still don't know why the gingerbread man, like, why it pulled me in, other than that's one of the shapes my mom's Christmas cookie cutters has. So I'm like, but I came up with a really cool design. So I made it out of a thicker slab, and then I'm carving out kind of the inside with an outline and stuff like this. I think they're going to turn out. And so doing that for nieces and nephews and grandbaby.
Yeah.
The grandbaby's coming along. Not until March.
It's cooking right now.
Yeah.
All right. So the holiday,
it's coming up fast.
It's moving along.
There's going to be one more episode that'll show.
Right.
So if you're getting this trailer, you're going to get a Sunday, and then there's one more trailer and one more episode, and that's our big 4-0. Yeah.
Right. And that'll be season 4 completion.
Yep. And I would have the tendency to believe, I'm not a prophet, but I can time travel. I would have a tendency to believe that episode 40 is all about the new year. That would make sense.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
We've talked about, like, new beginnings, but that's like, a new year is
coming up. Yeah.
Full of twos.
2022. I like it.
All right, everybody, consider thinking about with the holidays. Trying to be able to embrace the things that are good and reject the things that are not so good.
And if you're in your troubled youth, that's anyone who's under 99 years old and you're still troubled, then also take time to reflect. What is surrounded about the woundedness? And what are you groveling? What are you bucking the system about? And write it down. This is another journal entry. Feel free. Enter into your journal.
That's right. Jot it down so you remember it.
All right.
All right. Take care, everybody.
It's music in the studio on Sunday.
Right.
Check it out.
It's going to be good.
Given by two of our biggest fans, which is us. Which is only putting a toe into narcissism, but not taking a shower in narcissism. That will make you laugh. See you later, everybody.